Finally, Barbra Streisand's son verifies our worst fears at 81 years old. There are pros and cons to living a life in the spotlight. The life of Barbra Streisand has been shrouded in mystery for far too long, despite the fact that she achieved great success as an actress and singer and received widespread praise and admiration. You won't believe the difficulties Barbra has overcome in her life. At 81 years old, her son, who has been by her side throughout her career, has decided it's time to put the speculation to rest. Let's delve in and try to clarify these assumptions. A testament to her abilities and the encouragement she received as a child, Barbra's accomplishments are a reflection of her inspirational life story of overcoming adversity. One of the most legendary names in show business, Barbra Streisand was born Barbara Jones Streisand in Brooklyn, New York on April 24, 1942. Streisand overcame personal and financial obstacles as a child growing up in a modest home. Diana Rosen Streisand was left to raise Barbra and her older brother Sheldon alone after her father, Emanuel Streisand, passed away when Barbra was only 15 months old. A turning point in her life came when she lost her father and had to learn to live without him. Diana, with a combination of support and skepticism, played an important role in developing Barbra's abilities despite these obstacles. Diana supported her family as a school secretary while also pursuing her own singing career. She saw Barbra's singing potential at a young age and pushed her to pursue it, despite her frequent reservations about the viability of a singing career in Hollywood. It was her mother's contradictory demeanor, both supportive and wary, that inspired Barbra to achieve her goals. Those around Barbra noticed her talent while she was a student at Erasmus Hall High School. She sang in the school choir with Neil Diamond, who would later become a famous pop singer. The late 1950s and early 1960s were Barbra Streisand's breakout years as a performer when she hit it big in New York City nightclubs. She stood out in an era where singers were more often associated with traditional glamour due to her unique voice and unconventional appearance. After winning a talent contest at the Lion, a nightclub in Greenwich Village, she began performing regularly at other venues around the city in 1960. She became famous for her distinctive style, which combined comedic timing with strong vocal performances. I Can Get It For You. Wholesale, a Broadway musical that Streisand landed in 1962, was her big break. Not only was her portrayal of Miss Marmalstein critically acclaimed, but it also garnered her a Tony Award nomination. Her extraordinary talent was on full display in this role, which further cemented her reputation as an actress who could effortlessly switch between dramatic and comedic parts. Streisand inked a recording deal with Columbia Records in 1962, fresh off her Broadway success. The Barbra Streisand album, her 1963 debut album, was well received by critics and listeners alike, and it went on to win 2 Grammys, one for Album of the Year. Her decades-long recording career began with this, during which she won countless awards and released a plethora of albums that topped the charts. Streisand played the role of the renowned comedian Fanny Brice in the 1964 Broadway musical Funny Girl. A second Tony Award nomination and her position as a major Broadway star were both solidified by her performance, which was a tour de force. Streisand and Katharine Hepburn won the Oscar for Best Actress in a rare tie for the 1968 film adaptation of the show, which was based on the hit television series. This accomplishment solidified her status as a leading lady in Hollywood and marked the successful transition of her career from stage to screen. Streisand had a banner decade in Hollywood in the 70s and 80s, starring in blockbusters like Hello, Dolly. In 1969, there was The Owl and the Pussycat. In 1970, there was What's Up, Doc? That year. 1972 and 1973's The Way We Were. She received critical praise and a second nomination for an Academy Award for her performance in Robert Redford's The Way We Were. Streisand went on to have a string of successful singles that included the film's theme song. In 1976, Streisand showcased her many talents as a singer, actress, and producer in the musical film A Star Is Born, which she also produced. The film was financially successful, and Streisand became the first female Oscar winner for music composition when she won for Best Original Song Evergreen. Streisand's drive and skill went beyond just performing. She wanted more say in the direction of her projects, so she became a director. She debuted as a director in 1983 with the co-starring film Yentl. A young Jewish woman who disguises herself as a man in order to receive an education is the protagonist of the film, which is based on the story of Isaac Bashevis Singer. For her sensitive and innovative directing, Streisand was named the first woman to win the Golden Globe for Best Director. In her subsequent directorial endeavors, Streisand maintained her innovative streak. The Prince of Tides, a dramatization of Pat Conroy's novel, was her 1991 directorial and acting debut. 7 Oscar nominations were extended to the picture, including Best Picture, and Streisand was praised for her talent in eliciting strong performances from her actors. Her direction showcased a strong grasp of character and emotion, further cementing her status as a formidable Hollywood director. An additional example of Streisand's versatility and talent as a filmmaker is the romantic comedy drama The Mirror Has Two Faces, which she co-wrote and co-starred in 1996. Both Streisand's performance and the film's direction were widely acclaimed, despite the film's mixed reviews. Streisand showed incredible courage and foresight as she worked her way through the male-dominated entertainment industry. She stood out from her peers because she insisted on having complete creative control and because she was exceptionally talented in many areas such as singing, acting, directing, and producing. She showed that women could be powerful and successful in Hollywood on their own terms, and she became an inspiration to other women in the industry. The impact of Barbra Streisand went far beyond her artistic accomplishments. She was well known for her political engagement and charitable work as well. Streisand utilized her platform to affect change and raise awareness for a variety of causes, including environmental issues, women's rights, and civil rights. The Streisand Foundation, her charitable organization, has given away millions of dollars to a wide variety of causes throughout the years. Into the new millennium, Barbra Streisand's career kept on making waves in the entertainment world. The 2006 Streisand, The Tour, was an enormous success, and her albums maintained their position at the top of the charts. Another one of her successful tours, The Music, began in 2016. The Recollections, The Enchantment, in the form of a concert film that Netflix eventually released. Streisand's long list of accolades, which includes several Grammys, Emmys, and Golden Globes, attest to her lasting impact. She won the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Awards, making her one of the few entertainers to do so. This solidifies her position as one of the most accomplished artists of all time. Generations of artists who have been inspired by her work attest to her influence on the industry as a whole. Many artists strive to be like Streisand, who managed to achieve commercial success while staying true to her artistic principles. Her innovative work as a director opened doors for other women in the industry, and she helped accelerate the movement for gender parity in filmmaking in Hollywood. It is a tribute to Barbra Streisand's remarkable talent, perseverance, and resilience that she rose from a humble Brooklyn childhood to become an icon in the entertainment industry. Her subsequent forays into Broadway and film demonstrated her adaptability and star power, and her mother's early encouragement and impact were crucial to her growth as an actress and singer. Streisand's ability to thrive in a wide range of creative capacities was on full display when she made the leap from performing to directing. Streisand left an everlasting impression on the entertainment industry as she triumphed over obstacles and raised the bar in a competitive field. Her impact on the worlds of music, cinema, and social causes is incomparable, and her legacy lives on in the hearts and minds of artists everywhere. What Barbra Streisand has accomplished in her career at the age of 81 is a testament to the power of natural talent, perseverance, and dedication to one's art. She made sure to explore and really put her best into other parts of her life, like having a family, even though her career seemed to have consumed most of her life. Although Barbra Streisand has achieved phenomenal success in her career, she has also faced and overcome obstacles in her personal life. When Streisand was just 21 years old, she tied the knot with actor Elliott Gould in 1963. Their growing careers put a strain on their marriage, which led to arguments and eventually their divorce. Their initial passion never materialized, and after 8 years of marriage, the couple filed for a divorce in 1971. Born on December 29, 1966, their only child, Jason Emmanuel Gould, was born during their time together. A watershed moment for Streisand came with Jason's birth. She was hell-bent on being a doting mother, even though her acting and singing careers were extremely demanding. It took a lot of forethought and energy to juggle her professional responsibilities with being a mother. For the sake of her relationship with Jason, Streisand frequently rearranged her schedule. She would juggle her responsibilities as a mother and an international superstar with ease, taking him along on set and in the studio. Making sacrifices for her son's well-being showed how committed Streisand was to him. She managed to keep Jason's upbringing as consistent as possible despite her hectic schedule. She made an attempt to protect him from the constant scrutiny of the media that accompanied her fame, and employed the most qualified tutors and caregivers for when she was unable to be there herself. Jason had early exposure to the entertainment industry thanks to his mother, Barbra Streisand. He was an eyewitness to the perseverance and commitment needed to make it big in the entertainment industry. He developed a profound admiration for the arts as a result of this exposure. Following in his mother's musical and acting footsteps, Jason Gould became an actor and singer. In 1991, he had his breakout role in the film The Prince of Tides, which co-starred his mother. The film, which Streisand directed, was well received by critics and audiences alike, and it was nominated for 7 Oscars, including Best Picture. Jason had a once-in-a-lifetime chance to work with Barbra Streisand professionally due to her dual role as director and co-star. Jason didn't limit himself to acting. He also honed his musical abilities. His first extended play, or EP, from 2014 demonstrated his singing and songwriting abilities. Streisand, who was always there for him, included him in her concert tours and even let him sing duets with her. Audiences went wild for their joint performances, which showcased the unique relationship between the mother and son. As a child, Jason Gould struggled mightily to escape Streisand's glare, despite the benefits of having a famous mother. There was a lot of pressure to live up to the enormous expectations of the public. The expectation that he must match his legendary mother's achievements is something that Jason has discussed openly in interviews. Being constantly compared to Streisand made it hard for him to discover who he was and what he wanted out of life. The fact that Jason is gay further complicated his path to self-acceptance. He bravely came out as gay in the early 1990s when the stigma associated with homosexuality was at its worst. The revelation received extensive media attention, further complicating his life. But Barbra Streisand was totally supportive in her reply. Streisand has long spoken out in support of LGBTQ equality and rights. Her unfaltering and sincere backing of Jason's coming out was truly touching. She was proud of her son's courage and supported him both openly and privately. Beyond her family, Streisand was an outspoken supporter of LGBTQ+ causes, using her celebrity to bring attention to and financial support to a number of groups fighting for human rights and equality. Streisand has emphasized in interviews how her son's happiness and well-being were her primary concerns, and how important it is to accept and love one another. The path to self-acceptance and confidence that Jason followed was greatly influenced by her unwavering support. Many of her admirers looked up to her, and it helped pave the way for more LGBTQ acceptance in mainstream culture. Over the years, Streisand and Jason's professional relationship flourished. Particularly noteworthy were the musical projects in which they worked together, combining their abilities and highlighting the special bond they shared. A number of duets were performed by Jason and his mother on her 2013 Back to Brooklyn tour, including How Deep is the Ocean and What Are You Doing the Rest of Your Life? These shows touched people deeply, making them the most memorable and moving parts of the tour. While Jason's mother was a major influence in his decision to become a musician, he was also determined to find his own path. His sound was unique, though it did reflect some of Streisand's influences. In 2017, he solidified his position as a gifted artist with the release of Dangerous Man, his debut full-length album. There have been personal struggles throughout Jason's journey. Aside from his own professional goals and the demands of his famous mother, he also had to cope with health issues. The struggles he had with addiction and his subsequent recovery have been topics of his public speeches. His recovery was greatly aided by Streisand's unwavering support throughout these challenging moments. In spite of everything that came his way, Jason Gould's story is one of perseverance and success. His resilience in the face of adversity, his path to self-acceptance, and his achievements in the entertainment industry are all proof of his greatness. The motherly and collaborative roles that Streisand has played in his life have been pivotal to his development as an individual and as an artist. Both the extraordinary talent and accomplishments of Barbra Streisand and her unwavering commitment to her role as a mother are noteworthy aspects of her life and career. Although she and Elliott Gould's marriage did not last, the arrival of their son Jason was a watershed moment in her life. Streisand's steadfast encouragement of Jason through his personal and professional challenges is a reflection of her strong dedication to her family. As one might expect, there were exceptional opportunities and distinct challenges for Jason Gould as he grew up in the shadow of his famous mother. Both his and Streisand's lives were profoundly affected by his decision to come out as gay, and the LGBTQ community as a whole was impacted by her public support. Their musical collaborations in particular have brought attention to the unique connection and mutual admiration between them. The impact that Barbra Streisand had on her son's life and work is just as significant as her own achievements. A touching chapter in the life of one of the most famous figures in entertainment is added to their story by their shared artistic endeavors, love, and support. Her many accolades serve as a lasting testament to the impact she had on the industry. Numerous honors and accolades have been bestowed upon Barbra Streisand throughout her remarkable career, confirming her place as a towering figure in the entertainment industry. Her versatility and excellence are reflected in the accolades she has received, which span numerous disciplines, including music, film, and theater. The influence of Streisand on the music business is immense. She is a 10-time Grammy winner, including the esteemed Lifetime Achievement and Legend Awards. In 1963, she won 2 Grammys, one for Album of the Year and one for Best Debut Album for the Barbra Streisand album. More than 150 million records have been sold around the world, making her one of the most successful musicians of all time. Streisand has achieved just as much success in the film industry. For her performances in Funny Girl, 1968, and Evergreen, From a Star is Born, 1976, she was named Best Actress and Best Original Song, respectively, at the Academy Awards. In 1983, Streisand became the first woman to win Best Director at the Golden Globes for her work on Yentl, one of her many accolades. A Star is Born, and 1973's The Way We Were Both garnered Golden Globe nominations and awards for her performances. No one has overlooked Streisand's impact on the theater. In 1970, she received a special Tony Award, which recognized her influence on Broadway. Being one of the few artists to receive an EGOT, an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony, is a testament to her exceptional career in film and music, which has cemented her unique position in the entertainment industry. Streisand has been honored with numerous honors for her contributions to society and the arts, in addition to industry-specific accolades for her contributions to American culture. Presidents Clinton and Obama presented her with honors in 2000 and 2015, respectively, the National Medal of Arts and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Both the American Theater Hall of Fame and the Grammy Hall of Fame have bestowed their honors upon Streisand. Barbra Streisand has been around for a long time, but that hasn't diminished her status as a major player in show business. Using her fame to speak out for things like women's rights, environmental protection, and civil rights, she is still very much involved in the music, film, and social advocacy industries. Her albums are still selling well, and she regularly performs to huge crowds at concerts. As a result of her talent and hard work, Streisand has been able to adapt to the changing industry and stay relevant. Many artists have looked up to her as an inspiration, and her impact has continued through the years. Through her pioneering work, she has removed obstacles and established new benchmarks for female performers in the entertainment industry. An incredible tale of talent, tenacity, and revolutionary accomplishments is Barbra Streisand's career. Her lasting influence and influence on the entertainment industry are evidenced by the many accolades she has received. For as long as there are people who appreciate her work, Streisand will stand tall as an artist who never stopped challenging convention. We wish her the best and look forward to seeing more Barbras in the future. In the next video, we will meet again.